Hey, it's Jared. In this video, we're going to take a look at Kindle Scribe cases. Now, I recently got myself a Kindle Scribe, and I'm really enjoying it. You'll want to make sure to subscribe to the channel here because I have my full review of the Kindle Scribe coming up soon. But one of the things I really knew from the beginning is that this is going to need a case. It's a big device, and if I'm going to be carrying it around with me and taking it places, I'm going to need some way to protect it. I really like the Kindle Scribe just because of its functionality, and the form factor is pretty good, but a case is much needed just to protect the device. So what we're looking at first is the standard leather cover that is available from Amazon. This is an Amazon Kindle case, and I've got the other Kindle cases as well as some aftermarket cases or third-party cases that are available on Amazon. So you want to make sure to check out the links in the description below. That'll take you to all of the products that we're looking at today. So the leather case is nice. It flips up. It can turn into a little kickstand in the back. And I like that because I could be sitting at a desk or sitting at a table and not have to hold the device up like I would if it was a smaller Kindle. The little kickstand kicks it right up and I could spend time reading very easily. And it's sturdy enough to where if I wanted to write, I could do that as well. Pushing down just a little bit is not, I'm pushing down quite hard, and it's stabilized really well. So while the case itself is maybe a little odd because it opens up the way that it does, as opposed to most cases for tablets are going to open up like a book. This opens up like a pamphlet or something like that, and it has an attachment for the pen right down at the bottom. So those few things were a little bit odd to me, and it took a little bit getting used to, but once I realized that the real utility in this case is the kickstand and being able to prop it up this way, like this makes sense. Having it open up like a book, like a traditional tablet, would put the device in a landscape mode, and that just wouldn't make sense for a Kindle. The next case we're going to take a look at is from Moco. This one's a little bit more of a traditional style case that you would find for most tablets. Has a elastic strap that's going to help keep the case closed. So very simple there. And it opens more like a book. You've got your pen right down here, which was a little bit of a pain to get in. I tried to slide it in and I felt like I was going to ruin the tip of the pen trying to shove it in there. So it's a little tight, but I feel like with time it would loosen up a little bit. Remove that strap and open it up. And there we go. So on this side, we have things that could be used for kickstands. We can open it up. And what I do like about it is that I tend to, when I'm using a tablet, just pinch a finger between here and hold it like this. I like that because it feels like I'm reading an actual book. And holding it like that's not bad for me because it's such a lightweight device. And this case adds a little bit of weight to it, but not too bad. It has, I don't know if this is a fake leather look. If you look on the outside, the look doesn't really come across as leather, but I think that's what they're going for. It has an opening right here for the charging port and for the power button. So not a bad case overall. It does have these kickstands on the back, and so if we pop one of these opened like this, we'd have to rotate the device around, which is fine, and we've got the device standing up. Now, this isn't bad. I like the fact that it kicks it up pretty high, so if I was kind of sitting back a little bit, I wouldn't have to be looking down at the table. I do like this. I'm a little worried that this kickstand would eventually break just because this is just attached with a few threads here, and so I don't know. I'm sure it's fine, and if you're not pushing down on it hard, it's probably not going to be a problem. The device also it doesn't sit completely flush here, so you can see it's kind of off a little bit, and the tablet wants to slide down, and it's not perfectly straight up and down anymore, but not a terrible problem. We also have one other kickstand here, which I'll pop out, and you'd have to be in writing mode for this because landscape mode isn't going to make sense, but if we went into notebooks and we rotated the device, I think you can rotate it in notebooks. I haven't actually tried that yet. Let's learn something today. So it may or may not have the ability to rotate, and so I'd have to spend some time on that. So that feature might not make any sense for what we're doing here with the Kindle, but nonetheless, it's an option. And if the Kindle has a landscape option or they add a landscape option, then you should be set with this case. But overall, it's a good protective case. It covers the entire device really well. It has a nice kind of portfolio look, very clean, very simple. has that smell like it was made in a toxic factory, but that smell will probably go away relatively quickly. Overall, a decent case, I'd say, but probably not the best pick for me. Now we're looking at the Kindle fabric cover. This is the Kindle case. I have this exact case for my small Kindle, which I reviewed in another video, and I really like the fabric. It feels nice. It's kind of grippy. So if you think the leather or maybe some of these other cases might be a little too slick, the fabric case has a lot of grip to it. Now this case is very much like the last Kindle case that we looked at, the first one in this video. It has the kickstand, which I like. It has a good angle to it, and it is very strong. If I push down on it, I'm not worried about writing and having this thing collapse on me and mess up what I'm writing. Like, this is a very sturdy and strong case. I would say that as far as this case design goes, I like this case better than the leather one. Even though it has the little bit of overlaps on the side, which I was kind of complaining about earlier, you can access everything on the sides relatively well. The pen slides in to the bottom here and holds in nicely and securely. Overall, I just really like this case. I like the fabric feel. Later on, we're going to look at the premium leather, the most expensive case from Amazon. We've got a couple more cases left, but I'd say this just feels good. They did a really good job with the texture here, and this is just a very comfortable, nice case. And like I said, the fabric gives a little bit of a grip to it as well, so it doesn't slide around. And especially if you were laying this on like your pant leg or something like that, it's going to grip. It's not going to slip off quite as easy. This case is from Kobak, and I'd say this is a very clean, slick case. Very much like a traditional tablet case, opens up like a book, and the Kindle slips into this plastic frame within the case. And there's also a nice slot here for the pen as well, which is more standard for a traditional tablet, that the pen would just sit in right there. And oddly enough, like, I was thinking, oh, if I put the pen in here, it's going to hit the power button or something like that. It actually doesn't. The way the pen's designed is that the power button just slides right into the middle. And yeah, I just press the power button a little bit there, and I can press in on the pen and turn it on and off, I guess. But it's not that big of a deal. I mean, it fits in there really nicely, and I'd say it's going to keep the pen from getting lost. And I like the fact that the pen is well secured in there. However, when the pen is in there, it covers up the power button and the USB-C. So we've got the USB-C here. With the pen removed, I can access it, but with the pen in place, I can't. So I don't know. I guess that would be kind of a frustration. I don't know if this is what the little hole is for, is to like stick your pen in there. But nonetheless, this is definitely a more traditional style tablet case. I don't know if it would be for me, even though I like the fact that it does open up like a book. I would only be able to hand hold it right-handed over here. As I'm holding this, the pen is turning the screen on and off, which I'd have to remove the pen for that and then hold it, and that would be annoying because then I might forget my pen. And actually, as I'm holding it now without the pen in there and pulling down on this, the tablet just kind of popped out. So I don't know, this case is not winning any awards with me yet. I'm just going to make sure that it is in fact seated in there well, and then let's just hold it again and see. No, it's straight up popping out, as you can see here. So this case, I wouldn't recommend this case. Even though I like aspects of this case, it's definitely going to lead to frustration because of the location of the pen. I liked it at the beginning, the location of the pen, but if it's going to cause frustration with the power button and the fact that the case won't even really stay on the Kindle Scribe in the first place, that's definitely a no-go. All right, we've got this case, and then we have the premium leather case left. We've got the pen holder up here on top. It has a very slick feel to it, kind of a silicone feel. It opens up like a book, and it has an opening here so that we'd be able to access the USB-C charging, and then, of course, the power button here. This case does have a plastic enclosure that the tablet slips into, but I haven't had any issues so far with the tablet wanting to come out of it. Even if I hold it on the edge and kind of bounce it around a little bit, the Kindle is very secure in here, and I'm not having any issues at all. So I like this. The only issue that I have is that when opened and I do the kind of finger pinch thing to kind of hold it like a book, I'm on the thinner bezel side of the device, which I'd prefer maybe to be on the thicker bezel side, because as I'm holding this, I'm kind of covering up the corner here, and I could accidentally touch the corner. I mean, if I'm just barely with the edge of my hand, I mean, I'm touching the corner right there. So I don't know. I'd have to say that I wish that this case opened the other way, because I'd rather hold it with my finger pinched in between this side. But I do like the fact that they thought about having access for charging even when it's closed. There's access for charging right there is great. The pen, I feel, is very secure up here. It's not too hard to get it out and slide it back in. Although that is a little loose, and I'd be afraid that over time this would loosen up enough to where the pen might just fall out, but that might just be me. However, I do really like this case. I feel that it provides a ton of protection for your Kindle Scribe, which a lot of the other cases leave corners and edges exposed. The fact that the Kindle Scribe snaps in to this case really well and it holds it securely, while it's very easy to remove the Kindle Scribe also, I'd have to say this one protects it really well. But a case like this is not going to provide you any sort of like kickstand or anything like that. I mean, there's no way that I could just like prop things up. I mean, I guess I could do that, but I mean, then we're in landscape mode and that's not going to work out for me. So I'd have to say like this overall is a good case. It's just missing in a couple of features that I think are important when you're using a Kindle Scribe. All right, so now we're going to look at the Kindle Scribe premium leather cover from Amazon. It is in this greenish color. It was the only one that was available in stock when I ordered it, and so I thought, why not? Let's see if I could be a little flashy and have something green instead of all black stuff all the time. This case, same design as the other Kindle cases, just a different material, operates in the same way with the kickstand that I like, the very strong and sturdy kickstand. No issues there pushing down on this. I love that. I really like the Amazon design here. Of course, the other case that had kickstands, multiple kickstands, was kind of cool. With this style of case, whether it be the other two that we looked at or the premium leather, I could pinch my finger between it and hold it like a book. That still works for me. It just feels a little different because instead of it opening up like a standard book, it wants to slide forward on me a little bit. So I just have to make sure that I'm gripping it pretty well. But I like the Kindle cases, the ones from Amazon. They're great. The aftermarket cases are nice, and there are definitely more cases becoming available all the time. We looked at a couple of them in this video, but I'd have to say Amazon's cases are just better. Now, if I had to compare the premium leather to the other leather case, I'd say this premium leather feels great. I wish that you could just reach through the camera and feel this leather. It feels really nice. It is premium, but I don't know if I would like this color, first of all, and I don't know if it would make that big of a difference to me in premium leather versus the other leather. What I will say is that the edges are even a bit softer here. They're not as hard as the edges on the other cases, and so this premium leather feel, perhaps in the right color for me, would definitely be a clear winner. Also like the fabric case from Amazon for the Kindle Scribe as well. So let me know what you think in the comment section below. What's your favorite case? What do you think about the Kindle Scribe so far? I've got links in the description for all of these cases that we looked at, so you can see the different colors and options that are available, or perhaps even check out some other cases on Amazon. The links will get you there. And for sure, come back soon because I'll have my full review of the Kindle Scribe. I've actually owned a Remarkable 2 in the past as well, so I have a little bit of experience there with comparing between the different devices. So make sure to subscribe, and if this video is useful to you, give it a thumbs up, and we'll see you back in another one soon. Take care.